What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we're going to talk about Social Security. We're going to talk about the Social Security Fairness Act. There was a question that was asked of me. There's an email that was sent to me. Remember, if you guys want to send me an email, david@thetecshow.com. And there's some additional information when it comes to Social Security Fairness Act. So we're going to take a look at the question and the additional information, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. If you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so before we get started, anytime I talk about the Social Security Fairness Act, I want you guys to know we're talking about the Social Security Fairness Act. That means that people who qualified, let's say people who paid into a pension, didn't pay into Social Security, those are the people that I'm talking about when it comes to this video. I always have in the comments, or people will send me an email, do I qualify? I don't know if you qualify. You have to be in that category where you're receiving a pension right now, you paid into a pension, you didn't pay into Social Security. Those people could qualify under the Social Security Fairness Act. Most people know if they qualify or not because when they went to sign up for Social Security, they were told that your benefits are going to be reduced. So most people already know that. And if you want to know if you qualify for the Social Security Fairness Act, or at least more information about that, I'll have a link at the end of this video. You can click on that link and it'll take you over and you'll be able to see if you qualify. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the email. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this email from Robert. Robert, thank you for the email. It says, hello, David. This is a follow-up to my June 10th email after receiving an update from Social Security to clarify the retro pay either 6 months or 12-month benefit. It appears Social Security is only giving a 6-month benefit regardless if you applied and didn't receive a benefit. In other words, you were zeroed out, or if you talked to someone and never completed applying because they told you that you were zeroed out. Social Security is now saying they are granting the 12-month retro payment benefit qualification only if you had received a benefit from Social Security before the windfall elimination went into law, and not based on if you applied before the windfall went into effect. So my understanding is even if you applied and were zeroed out, you would not receive the 12-month benefit because you received no Social Security benefit after being zeroed out. I have a question. Is there anything in the elimination provision that stipulates having applied or received a benefit to receive retro payment? Who is making the rules for Social Security now? It seems like I think they should say they are making changes on the fly for the benefit of Social Security and not the recipients, just like the elimination provision. Thank you for keeping us informed. Okay, Robert, thank you for the email. Now, you did ask a question as far as the Social Security Fairness Act. Is there somewhere in there where it says that if you applied or you applied in the past that you can get 12 months? There's nothing in the Social Security Fairness Act. Social Security Fairness Act, all it did was eliminate weapon GPO. So they didn't give direction when it came to the Social Security Fairness Act and how it's implemented. And so the Social Security Administration, we now have a new head of the Social Security Administration, Mr. Bizignano. And so ultimately, he would have to interpret how to handle these situations. And so we might see more when it comes to Congress getting involved. And we know that there's some senators right now that want to make some changes to the Social Security Fairness Act. So it will incorporate the people who, let's say 5 years ago, you applied for Social Security. Now you're receiving that pension, you applied for Social Security, and they said you'd be zeroed out. Most cases, this is going to reflect GPO because GPO was, they were taking more from GPO as a reduction. So if you're trying to get spousal benefits, you could have called and they told you, well, you're receiving a pension, so we would have to zero you out, so there's no reason to apply. So that's one case. Or you did apply. In your case, you're saying people did apply and they were zeroed out, so they weren't receiving anything for Social Security. Now that right there, I think they have a real chance of changing that if that's the situation. If you did apply 5 years ago and they just zeroed you out, so you were never receiving anything, but you did apply and there's record that you applied, then I think that you are entitled to the 12 months. Now, if you didn't apply, if you were discouraged from applying by Social Security because they said, look, there's no reason to apply, you're not going to receive anything in benefits, and you didn't apply, I think they also should get the 12 months. But there has to be some changes in order for that to happen. And so thank you for the question. Also, thank you for the update. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, you can send me an email, david@thetecshow.com. Okay, so now I want to show you this story. This is a lady that was receiving Social Security benefits. She had a program, a nonprofit organization that was taking care of her Social Security. And so she allowed her Social Security benefits to go to this program that was helping her. And now she's trying to get her money back because the program no longer exists. So let me show you this clip and then we'll talk about it.
All right, Glenn, thank you. On to tonight's top story. Where's her money? That's the question being asked tonight after a Rochester resident's Social Security check was sent to the wrong place. She lives at Hudson Ridge Tower, one of 2 apartment complexes where residents were told they had just days to pack their stuff and leave. Deanna, this is the second part of the investigation to your first one that you brought us on Friday, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Brett. 80-year-old Georgia Johnson has the spunk of someone half her age, but her body is frail. So she was participating in a program that required her to turn over her Social Security checks to a nonprofit that was supposed to provide support services and pay the rent. But the program shut down. So where's her money?
They came back and told us, you got 10 days to move.
Left with few options, Georgia Johnson says she and her daughter, Janine Johnson, packed up her 1-bedroom apartment. But they were fortunate. Janine found an assisted living facility her mom really likes. But there's a problem, a big one.
Where is her money?
That's the question, and they've gotten few answers. Georgia was a resident in the Enriched Housing Program, a program that provides support services that enable elderly and disabled residents to live independently at Hudson Ridge and Danforth Towers. Participants had to sign over their Social Security benefits to this nonprofit, Family Service of Rochester. The charity was supposed to provide support services and pay the rent. But Family Service was $400,000 behind on the rent.
If you haven't been paying their rent since 2022, where did their money go?
That's what residents want to know. Family Service abruptly shut down the program last month at these 2 apartment complexes.
We thought about it and we said that I don't want them to be her payee.
So Georgia and her daughter went to the local Social Security office and filled out the paperwork to remove Family Service as the payee. But Social Security mistakenly sent Georgia's June check to the nonprofit, telling Georgia she'd have to go to Family Service to get her money back. She did just that. No response.
But if the program is shut down, they shouldn't have any access to their funds in the first place.
I contacted Family Service and got this written response. If Family Service is a representative payee for a former resident, it can only release funds for rent when it has an invoice or written bill. If a former resident is living in a new facility or wishes to move to a facility, an invoice in that person's name must be sent to Family Services. This indicates the nonprofit is still getting residents' Social Security benefits even though it shut down the program.
It's insane. It's heartless. You know, it's evil. It's evil for you to take advantage of helpless people. You know, and then Kenny from the kitchen.
Now, Family Service told me in a statement that it's taking direction from Social Security about how to handle the funds of residents. But you'll remember Social Security told Georgia she had to get her June benefit check back from Family Service. So after several emails this afternoon, Family Service told me it's working directly with Social Security to get Georgia her money back.
Okay, so what do you guys think? A pretty sad situation. And this is one of those deals where you go to Social Security and then Social Security tells you, oh, you need to go to the payee. You need to go to this nonprofit. And then you go to them and then they say, well, you need to go to Social Security. And then they just make you go in circles, which is really sad. I want to know what you guys think about this. I mean, obviously, looking at this, if this program no longer exists, if they're closed, if the nonprofit is no longer providing services, but they're still receiving Social Security benefits, then it sounds like to me that's criminal. And so we'll have to see what they do, you know, if attorneys are involved or what have you. But if the program is no longer available, they should not be collecting that money. That's the bottom line. And if they're still collecting the money, where's that money going? Like, who is it going to? So I want to know what you guys think about this. So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.